Hello everyone, on the 30th of March 25 up until 18th of May 25, there's a very powerful conjunction happening that will affect everyone. People get a bit nervous when Shani and Rahu come together. Saturn is karma, past death. Rahu is shocks and sudden factors and revolution in our life when they come together. It's a heady combination. So on the video, I'm going to give you a deep insight into this and hopefully allay some of your fears. If you're new to my channel, of course, don't forget to sub below. And if the video is helpful for you, give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Let's go. The 30th of March, then, everybody, Saturn and Rahu, here they are together in the sign of Pisces during an eclipse. Wow, what a dramatic time to enter into a sign for Saturn. I've spoken about Saturn's entry into Pisces, of course, and the long-term effects there going up until 2028. The video's on my channel, most important transit to know about. Check the link below. Apart from that, of course, this eclipse is very, very dramatic. And once again, there's a video on my channel about that because it's a final point. It's a turning point. It's the last eclipse in Pisces for some time for sure. So this is the moment when something wraps up in the house where you have Pisces. Let's focus on this conjunction because this is what it's all about, isn't it? When Saturn conjuncts to Rahu, it's two great malefics coming together. Don't forget, it's a difficult point as well. The last time this happened was in Libra sign, where they are both comfortable. Neither are comfortable, so much comfortable anyway, in the sign of Pisces. And Rahu is super agitated. He's just about to go backwards to his home sign next month. Aquarius. He's going to be there from May onwards. Video coming up soon. And he's going to show a whole different attitude for himself because he changes his whole personality when he gets home, as we all do. It's not an easy homecoming, though, because Saturn is leaving his office and he meets up with Rahu. This is a Graha Yuddha, planetary war, and it isn't just Saturn Rahu. In the second week of April, note the date, second week of April, we're going to have Saturn Rahu Venus together, exactly in a total combustion, if you like, although it's not with the sun, but we could think of it that way. It's a run-in, it's a war, it's battlefield between Saturn, Rahu and Venus. Now, when we have Graha Yuddha in a birth chart, that's one thing. We can see this is the planet winning the war, that exact moment. But in a transit, it doesn't quite go like that. Now, Venus is friendly, of course, to Rahu and Shani, but don't forget, when you get friends in a war situation, it can still get pretty nasty. In a way, it's a quite straightforward conjunction. Saturn is roadblock, obstacle, time factor that says no, more patience, hard work needed. No, it's not possible. What you desired, Rahu, is not going to happen how you would like it to. Stay where you are, work it out, but don't push through. That's a basic factor. Rahu is desire. Rahu's desire has been frustrated. And in some area of your life, you have to take a step back and go with this. On the other hand, Rahu is shocking things, sudden things, unexpected things happening that really shake you up a little bit, but it's all the same. You can't push through it suddenly. Patience will be needed. And of course, Venus gets involved. Venus in this planetary war means difficulty with relationships, feeling, expression of feeling for everybody. Venus in his retrograde phase, super critical because he's acting like he's in Virgo. K2 is there. It's a very tense time for any compromise, anybody getting round a negotiating table. And this certainly affects government, world affairs, any negotiations going on. I mean, my goodness, it's not an easy situation. But in our personal life, the thing is to take a step back in every situation where it looks like it's a run-in, it's a war situation. If you try to fight this war, particularly in Pisces, it's going to be a bit of a mess, let's face it. Pisces is not interested in going to war. Pisces is the most transcendental sign. So you have to take a higher long-term view of these events. Things will quickly settle when Rahu goes backwards into his own sign in the middle of May. What are the remedies, everybody? It's very simple. This is a Graha Yudhya, a war situation. We are in the age of Kali, the Yuga of war and dispute and quarrel. The perfect mantra is a Hare Krishna Maha mantra, said as many times as you can, no preparation needed, whatever your religion, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. No preparation, it's always helpful. And the other remedy, you might be quite surprised to know about this, but Rahu and Saturn, they come together, Rahu Shani, they give compassion. They actually, at a higher level, these two malefics make you compassionate. Check people's birth chart with this Rahu Saturn. It can make you a very compassionate person. So, what should you do? Give in charity. Who to? Saturn charities, old people, disabled people, poor people, and definitely Rahu charities, non-human beings, animals. So helping people, giving in charity, wonderful, wonderful remedy. Let's have a quick look at the individual signs now, reading from the Vedic horoscope only, of course, the moon and ascendant both. For Aries moon and Aries ascendant, Rahu and Saturn are coming together in the 12th house of your chart. These are the two lords of Aquarius, Rahu and Saturn. And Aquarius is your 11th house of gain. It's gone into the house of loss. Oh, Aries, there's going to be some financial constraints, some difficulty. Definitely business people, because Venus is your 7th lord. Be really cautious. Maybe some business situation, stream of income has to be cut off. Something is unexpectedly happening and you have to go along with this change. If you are an employed person, be really careful who you're talking to in the workplace. There could be secret enemies, there could be manipulations going on, all sorts of things. Keep yourself to yourself and stay calm. If you are traveling during this time, the whole of the transit difficult, particularly foreign lands. Spousal situation could become tense because Venus is your 7th lord. Relationships, big changes, sudden events. Spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend could be having health issues. There could be quarrels, contentions, difficulty happening. Stay calm. Don't make big relationship decisions unless they have actually been ongoing. Ongoing relationship situations come to a definite crisis point during this Rahu-Saturn conjunction. And the same goes for your business situations, business people. There could be sudden marketplace issues, particularly foreign land. Once again, don't make sudden decisions. Health issues also come under stress. You're feeling quite stressed, quite pressured in this time. Fantastic time, meditation, quietude. Students actually can get a lot of benefit from this concentrated Rahu Saturn energy in the 12th house. You can cut yourself off and do marvelous study. That's one thing. Don't forget, though, all Aries. Very soon, Rahu's coming into the 11th house, one of the best placements, end of May. You will suddenly get all of this money back. You will find new sources of business income as well. So things are looking up, even though now they are obviously quite stressed. Taurus moon and ascendant, when Saturn and Rahu conjunct in the 11th house, it's a good house for them to be, but it's a war situation and your Lord Venus gets involved, as I say. So you're going to feel very tense, very cornered by some unexpected events, but it's going to be a big turning point for you. Rahu actually is a good planet for you, being the actual Yoga Karaka. Saturn seems to be Yoga Karaka, but he is a Bhataka lord. So it's very clear what's happening. Obstacles and some sudden events come that stop you in your tracks, and then it all turns out to be something which you utilize well for your progress, because it happens in the 11th house of your chart. So what's happening? Well, elder siblings, 11th house could be having problems. Some of you, educational factors for students, because Saturn, Rahu aspects 5th house. Saturn is 9th house lord, father, stepfather, foster father, any authority figure. They could actually be having sudden events, or they could actually be causing stress to you. So this is actually happening in the house of gain as well. So certainly sudden income changes could be there for some of you. As well as this, friends, network circles could have interesting or a little bit shocking news for you, and kids could be having problems as well. As far as you're concerned, though, you see, this is about health, definitely, because Venus is the lord of your ascendant and your sixth house of health. Sudden health issues come up, sudden issues around food, perhaps, or around long-standing problem coming back again. So this issue comes up and you may have to make dietary changes, take some sudden action that you did not foresee to have to take. But here it is. This is what you have to do. On a deeper level, though, Shani Rahu coming together in this house gives you a real ambition. Yes, you get a really ambitious focus for the future. Despite all the problems around you, you are looking far ahead. Do not fear, you see, because Rahu goes into 10th house after the 18th of May. Wow, he's your Yoga Karaka, big career changes, ambition. Yes, you're going to do things differently in a most surprising way. And Saturn continues in the favorable 11th house. So this difficulty, this crisis, some of you, will actually dissipate very quickly. Gemini, Moon and Ascendant, there's a workplace crisis going on. It's really big and it's going to affect employed and self-employed people. It's more than that. It's a whole crisis of your direction. Do you want to stay in this job? Can you stay in this job? There could be even some job loss or some change in your department, organization, which is difficult, involving superiors who are becoming really difficult for you. There could be foreign business problems, business people, and property affairs, whether it's business, property, home property comes under stress during this time. It's important not to just make huge changes now. This is very important because Saturn's going to stay in this sign, 10th house, for 2.5 years. Check the video on my channel, Saturn Transit Pisces. So you're going to have to knuckle down to some hard work. You can't run away from these obstacles, Gemini. Work with them and profits going to come to you most definitely. Cancer, Moon and Ascendant, Saturn Rahu are conjuncting in the 9th house of your chart. Your belief systems, your education system. What are you learning? What are you hoping for? What are you aiming for in life? This comes under a sudden crisis. Any of you involved in any education course, part-time, full-time, anything, you're going to have a big crisis around it. Is it the right course for you? Can you continue on it? Don't make sudden decisions until this transit dissipates, most definitely. And as you're making decisions about your future direction, quarrels with your spouse, partner, business partner are going to happen because Saturn is your 7th house lord. Are you looking in the same direction? Do you want the same things? You need to speak about this, not get into contention. Don't get into a war situation. Check what I've said beginning of the video. Of course, it's not the easiest time to go traveling because all of this contention's happening in the 9th house, foreign lands. And father, anybody in authority over you, actually, not just father, could be having issues now. Patience is needed in all these situations. So there can be changes which you can't control. It's in the 9th house. It's about other people's situation. As I say, spouse having stress, father having concerns, superior boss, teachers, lecturers being difficult, contentious, surprising. Stay calm. You're going to come through this and you're going to move on very swiftly to a whole new understanding. Rahu goes back into the 8th house. It's a total time for transformation after May the 18th. Leo, Moon and Ascendant gets quite stressed when Rahu and Saturn, Lord of your 7th house, go into the 8th house in this combustion with Venus. Relationships come under stress. Business comes under stress. You come under stress. You've got to keep yourself calm. You're going to get through this and you're going to maintain control of things. But right now, it can feel like things have gone a little bit out of control. That's a problem. Very important not to be secretive. Rahu Saturn here conjuncting with Venus can make you very secretive, very internalized. You need to be open about goals, ambitions, and in your relationship situation, complete clarity is definitely necessary. In your business dealings, Rahu, Saturn rule 7th house business, self-employed people, it's a crisis point. You have to change something swiftly. You have to accept some really big obstacle, but actually taking time with this rather than sudden off-the-cuff actions is going to help you long term. So see how the dust settles. It's going to be much more productive than you expected. And this planetary war, what I've said beginning of the video, involved Venus, and Venus is going to cause financial issues, sudden crisis about investments, maybe stock market, long-term financial concerns, family concerns, wills, legacies, all of these long-term investments. You're becoming worried, want to make changes, don't. Just let things settle a little bit. Spouse could be having health issues as well, and your health, don't forget, comes under stress because Saturn is the lord of your 6th house. So whatever you do, keep yourself calm to avoid these difficult situations. Virgo moon and ascendant, Rahu and Saturn are the planets that rule your 6th house. Conflict, difficulty, quarrel. So they can be quite contentious for you, actually. But don't forget, Rahu is your lord. So you can deal with these problems, but sometimes they can be a little bit nerve-wracking when they're happening. Rahu and Saturn are coming together in the 7th house of your chart this time, and actually with Venus. So definitely there's a big emphasis on relationships, compromise, having to deal with sudden, unexpected factors with your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, partner. Things are getting a little tense, to say the least. It's a big decision time in a way. It's putting quite a lot of pressure onto you. Don't forget, Saturn has just entered into your 7th house. Check the video on my channel, Saturn transit into Pisces, going on to 28. So these are new pressures. These are sudden things that you've not had to think about before. So check what I've said on that video. The link is below to that. And definitely try to compromise where you can. Venus is making everybody super critical, and it's all coming towards you because all of these planets are looking towards you. Quite a lot of stress on you, but don't fear. Very soon, Rahu goes backwards into your 6th house, which is so good for you. When Rahu gets back into the 6th house of your chart, you will get on top of so many difficult situations. You just won't believe how many things you will get sorted in your life. So May the 18th onwards, a lot of this stress will definitely go away. In a business situation, it gets complicated as well. Business partner, there could be stress with them. There could be misunderstandings, difficulty. It's a planetary war, don't forget, in the 7th house of your chart. The factor, of course, is because Saturn rules the 5th house. Children issues can come up, and also even educational stresses for students. As I say, it's all coming towards you, so calm down and do not fear. Very soon, you'll have such power to deal with so many things. You won't believe how quickly these problems will completely unravel for you after the 18th of May. Libra moon and ascendant, Rahu and Saturn, and Venus, your lord. Don't forget, Venus is here are in this Graha Yudya planetary war. So definitely there's some difficult issues around 6th house problems, health issues, legal affairs, workplace stress. It's all happening. And your children, because Rahu, Saturn rule 5th house, may be having issues, and students may be getting very stressed on the educational course, to say the least. Rahu, Saturn, Venus, of course. Venus is here, means that you feel extremely pressured. Foreign travel may be ongoing, but can be stressed and difficult for you, actually, unfortunately, during the transit. But here's the very good news. These two planets do so well here. Take your time. Don't make sudden decisions about any of these concerns. Health concerns, take another consultation. If it's about legal affairs, take it slow. You're going to come out fine from this difficulty because Saturn has just come into the 6th house, giving you victory over legal factors. Legalities. So do not fear. You're going to come out fine from this, but you've just got to stay calm and things will be very good for you. This is giving you a new view of your future, even though it seems so pressured at the moment. So particularly don't let kids issues, educational issues throw you. Don't get into anything that involves quarrel and contention in the workplace. Whatever you do, that's the most important advice. For Scorpio moon and ascendant, this Rahu-Saturn conjunction has a relationship component because Venus gets involved, which is the lord of your 7th house. And the 5th house is a house of romance, love affairs, particularly rather than committed long-term relationships. So any of you in any relationship thinking about marriage, love affair, anything such as this, there's going to be a little bit of a crisis point where understanding and compromise definitely have to be made. If you've got kids, they could be having problems as well. And definitely students, education course is getting really heavy and you are becoming uncertain of your future on the course. There could be disagreements also with partner, spouse, long-term relationship because Venus is squashed in this Graha Yudhya planetary war. And it could be something about kids as well, children's concerns, but stay calm. Very soon this will all dissipate, and after May the 18th, Rahu goes back into your fourth house, giving revolutionary changes in your home situation. Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius ascendant, Rahu and Saturn and Venus are having this war situation in the fourth house, the domestic situation in your chart, causing tension and stresses in all factors connected to your home. But of course, because they both look at the 10th house, this comes into work situation as well. Home, work balance, it's getting at a knife edge during the transit. So there could be a few shocks or difficulties or strange happenings connected to neighborhood concerns, home concerns, property, landed interest, such as this. And Saturn puts quite a lot of pressure onto you into this fourth house, and he's only just entered the sign. Check the video on my channel, Saturn transit Pisces, right up until 28. These are the sorts of stresses home-wise that you're going to have to deal with. But actually, you can construct something solid here, something lasting. So quite a lot of effort has to be put into home, domestic situation, some of it completely unexpected. But the best news is that Rahu will very soon, 18th of May, go back into the third house. He's so powerful here. Soon you will become ingenious, finding solutions in so many areas of your life. If there is any contention in your neighborhood or maybe even with your siblings, you're going to straighten these out. You're going to sort them out. So you get powerful ability to find creative solutions to your life after May the 18th. Video coming up soon, Rahu in Aquarius. For Capricorn moon and ascendant, Rahu and Saturn are in a very good place for you actually in the third house, but when they're with Venus, well, for sure, there's going to be some tension in some areas of your life. In fact, it's a Graha Yudhya planetary war going on in the third house, which is a house of weapons, taking up arms. My goodness, watch your speech, watch your communication during this transit, particularly in your workplace, educational setting, with your neighbors, and certainly with your siblings. If you're in any competition situation, such as interviews, such as that, there could be surprising developments. Things are coming up out of the blue, but still you have the power to still get success in any difficult competitive situation with the transit. But you have to be careful, as I say, with your communication. That's the key. Difficulties, as I say again, with neighbors and siblings. It's all up to you to calm things down. Don't let things get out of control. And if you are traveling, take it easy. Watch what you're doing when you're on the move, and especially foreign lands. For distant travel, there could be delays and sudden difficulties. So keep everything calm, and you will do well actually out of this difficult situation. One of the signs who are definitely going to use the energy in a more positive way. Don't forget, Saturn is your Lord, of course, and he's just entered into the sign of Pisces. He's going to give you quite a lot of power to make positive changes in your life. And definitely, this is just the beginning of it. So check the video on my channel, Saturn transit Pisces, right up until 28. Rahu Saturn are your Lord, of course, for Aquarius, and Aquarius moon and ascendant can have some stresses when they combine with Venus in the second house, particularly family affairs, business affairs, and domestic issues are strongly implicated. If you are a business person, you're going to have shakeups happening, cutbacks have to happen, but you can stabilize financial situation in this transit by making these necessary changes. Of course, family affairs, domestic affairs, even education affairs get involved and stressed out. So financial cutbacks have to be made. You didn't expect to have to make them, but they're going to be favorable long term. And don't forget, Rahu, Saturn, Venus are in the house of speech. So watch your speech during this time, especially in your family affairs. Don't forget, all signs are feeling a certain amount of stress and anxiety. So people may seem to be sort of pressing your buttons, as it were, setting you off. Stay calm. It's really important. Because very soon your Lord Rahu is going to come into your own sign, first house Aquarius, which is his home. You will get power to do the things you've been wanting to do for so long under your own steam. And that all happens after May the 18th. Do not fear. Pisces moon and ascendant, Rahu, Saturn and Venus are conjuncting in your sign, whether it's moon or ascendant, and there's so much pressure on you and big changes are coming, but somewhat unexpectedly. That's the thing. Watch communication with your neighbours and siblings. In fact, neighbours, siblings, there could be strange, unexpected happenings, stresses with them definitely happening during the transit. If you are in any interview or competitive situation, there's a lot of heaviness around it, unexpected factors happening, but you could still be successful. Thing is, you will be asked to do more than you expected. Saturn's coming into your sign now, going to be here until 28. Check the video, Saturn transit Pisces. And responsibility and really hard work lie ahead. Profit from it, certainly, but it's something which you didn't expect to have to take on. There it is. You have to make a decision about this. Some of you, there is no decision. You have to go along with this new commitment. And finally, very importantly, watch your health, particularly due to stress factors as well, or some long-term chronic health issue coming up again, because Venus is your 8th house lord in this graha yudhya here. Take it easy. Don't forget, a final point as well. Rahu Saturn is happening to everybody. Everybody's feeling certain anxiety, tension during the transit, but it's in Pisces, your sign. So people project their anxiety onto you. It feels like everybody's getting to you. Stay calm. All of this tension's going to pass very quickly. Check out Pisces transit of Saturn up on your screen right now, going on to 28. Very important for everybody. And don't forget to sub to my channel if you're new. Goodbye for now, and God bless you all.